Well, hey, what's happening? Great to have you here. You know, when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, when it comes to moving forward and getting results, there are many things that we can do, and it can absolutely be overwhelming. Hey, what's happening? Great to see you guys on the live stream. Alex, welcome. And today I'm really excited to share some of the strategies and tactics that I've used to grow my channel, a brand new channel from 0 to 15,000 subscribers in just a little over a year. If you've ever been overwhelmed with all of it, the editing, the lights, the camera, the DSLRs, I'm going to share some ideas that you can use to really simplify your journey, to find fun and pleasure in the journey. And that's what's coming up in today's stream. On behalf of all the folks at TubeBuddy, Andrew that's helping me, welcome. It's great to have you here. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about a 3-step ritual that I've used to move forward. Alrighty. Guys, we're going to get started in just 1 minute. Before we do, I want to say hello and let you know that I so appreciate that you've taken time to be here. Welcome. If you can do us a favor, let's get some people in this stream. Let's fill it out. Let's have some fun. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the shares. Again, today's topic is how to launch a channel. A successful channel, how you can move forward and really unclutter and uncomplicate the entire journey when it comes to YouTube. We're going to talk about 3 things tonight. We're going to talk about number 1, the tech. Number 2, we're going to talk about the platform. That's YouTube. That's the algorithm, optimizing your channel, which the channel's always this way. And more. And I am enjoying how the picture is looking tonight. Looks pretty good. I continue to dial in my backdrop, and we're going to talk about it on this stream. So gang, welcome. Great to have you. Let's jump right into it. One of the things to consider is YouTube is incredibly, hey Andrew, thanks. I'm glad the audio, it sounds good this time. 3 times a charm, baby. One of the things to consider is that when you get started, if your goal is to succeed and grow a channel to drive those views, well, we have to really understand, number 1, how the YouTube algorithm works. We also have to understand human nature. What causes someone to want to subscribe? What causes someone to abandon your video? And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We're also going to talk more about your message and how to really create a powerful message that is easy for people to remember. I want to let you know I'm really excited to take your questions. But what I do want to do is I really want to honor the people on the replay. Hey, if you're on the replay, welcome. We're going to dive into it right now. So let me have about 10 to 25 minutes, and then we're going to open it up. We're going to talk about, we're going to answer your questions. This is how I've really moved forward. And I want to share with you this. Here's what's kind of interesting. You see, this is not so much my book that's launching in June 19th. This is a case study based on my channel and how I grew my channel to over 10,000 subscribers in a year. And it was really a case study. And one of the things that I kind of learned on my journey was as I began looking back, it was clear to me that in the beginning, I gave myself goals that were very specific. Here's what's up. A lot of the people that I work with, they have so many things they're interested in. They have so many things they're trying to learn. There is so much to YouTube. You've got to be a graphic designer, YouTube thumbnails, the channel art. You've got to be an editor. You have to know how to edit and move forward with your videos. You have to know to be a video spokesperson. There's just so much. But if you compartmentalize it, if you take certain things and you really focus and you create a goal that you know will improve your results as you move forward, then as you publish videos, you've got a very specific goal that you're trying to achieve. And that's where we start off with my 3-step ritual. Step number 1 is all about the tech, the backdrop, the lighting, the camera, the audio, the technology that powers your videos. And earlier I talked about, what exactly is it that is going to cause someone to subscribe to your videos? And ultimately, if you really think about it, it's engagement. If someone is fully engaged in your video, if they're enjoying the time they're spending, they're going to be far more likely to want to check out and subscribe because they're enjoying themselves. Engagement is also the thing that YouTube has told us time and time again that they reward. So here's how this 3-step process works. You want to really think about all the things that I mentioned earlier. Think of those ultimately as roadblocks. Because if you've got really bad audio, some people are going to bail. It's just how it is. If you've got terrible audio, there's going to be a small percentage of people that are going to bail. If your editing is really kind of boring and lackluster, again, people might leave. If your thumbnail sucks, they might never click on your video. And these are just a few of the items that ultimately are those roadblocks to engagement. Again, if you've got poor audio, that's like a roadblock that's between you and a subscriber. So the first step that I did when I launched my new channel last spring is, it's that way, is I really focused on the equipment. I focused on my channel overall. I focused on improving the tech that powered my videos, knowing that as the tech improved, as my audio improved, as the picture, the editing, the thumbnails, everything associated with my channel, as that improved, less people would face less roadblocks, and that would increase my subscriber rate. Let's take this another step forward. Imagine if you've got a channel and it drives 100 views a day. 100 views. And if you've got a really well optimized channel, you might convert 10% of the viewers into subscribers. So for every 100 visitors, you get 10 subscribers. Okay, so the roadblocks I'm talking about, like the bad audio, if you've got bad audio, all of a sudden the 10% conversion might drop to 4. If your audio, if your editing sucks, it might drop to 8%. And again, this is why this is so powerful, because instead of just feeling overwhelmed with how to do so many different things on YouTube, why not create a goal for yourself moving forward, right? Why not create a goal that, hey, over the next month, I'm really going to focus on my audio because I know it is a problem moving forward. And if we're getting a bit of buffering, it'll probably pass. So let's just hang in there, gang, okay? So think about that as you move forward. If you look at phase 1, which is the tech surrounding your videos, if you look at the tech and you say, hey, you know what? Like the audio's bad, or the video's buffering, or my editing needs improving, well, then you can focus on that for maybe a month. And as you release more and more videos, you're going to have the ability to improve. And furthermore, you've made a conscious decision that during this phase 1, that's the goal, for me to improve the tech that powers my videos. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? And how are we doing on the stream, guys? Is the buffering okay? And Andrew, just let me know in the chat here if you would. Looks pretty okay to me. Hey, Danielle, nice to see you. Buffering badly. How bad? Is it okay, guys? Hopefully it's okay and we'll just continue to move forward. All right, we're gonna keep moving forward. Let's just do our best, okay, guys? So that's phase one, okay? Think of this again as a 3-step system you can use to greatly improve your results overall. And I just saw the little warning sign has dissipated, so we'll just keep moving forward. So I want you to think about, like, if you want to grow your channel, hey, you know what? We're going to pay attention to the tech and we're going to knock things out and improve. Like, it's interesting to me. I've changed the lighting today over the last few days. I've been thinking about it and I can see just in the iPhone right now that the quality of the picture is much better. And that's simply based on changing from a softbox setup to a LED system, and it looks fantastic. That's the power of this system, because it improves your ability to not only drive more views, but convert views. So have an honest look for yourself. Team up with some people. Seek out communities online. TubeBuddy has got a great forum. Why not jump on the forum and look for people that you can work together with? Say, hey, you know, I want to team up and create a small community, like a mastermind where we can be honest with each other. What do I need to work on right now to greatly improve my videos? Is the audio okay? Is my video editing okay? Is my thumbnail lacking? What are the things that I can improve upon? And I think Andu, hey, wow, Inventory King, thank you so much for the super chat. The team at TubeBuddy as well as myself, we really appreciate it because that's your vote of confidence. Thank you so much for that. So I encourage you to participate, to engage, to ask questions, and beyond all, have the ability to be honest with where you're at. When you look at your videos, try to be open-minded and say, you know, from an outside perspective, what's good about this video, what's bad, and what can I improve on moving forward? That is step number one. And what's interesting is now that I'm 15 months into my channel, I continue to cycle through these 3 steps, okay? Step 1 is the tech. Step 2, let's talk about that now. Now that you've spent time, you've had some goals. Remember that. Think about that as you move forward. What is your current goal right now? Mine lately has been in improving the picture quality of this backdrop, okay? This thing right here. And I'm liking the way it's looking. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good. And for a cell phone, holy smokes. Step 2 is the platform. Step 2 is having the ability to work smart. Because not only is it just about like the tech that powers your videos. And one of the things I see is I see really super creative, smart people, but they don't take the time to understand how the platform works. If you do take the time to pay attention to your analytics, I see Mayo says watch time is crazy low. Well, Mayo knows, hey, I can improve my watch time. So when you take the time to understand your audience retention, keyword research, how to optimize and organize your playlist, what happens is you're going to absolutely, I promise you, you're going to drive more views to the videos you publish. So let's talk a little bit about the platform and some of the things that will help you ramp up your results. You know what, guys? One of the things that I see so often with YouTubers is they do study how the algorithm works and they do study the SEO, and they are perplexed at the fact that they do a great job with the YouTube tags, that they identify a keyword phrase, and I just spit a little bit, I'm going to be honest with you. They do identify a keyword phrase, and they include that in their video title. They do all the stuff. They're optimizing, and yet they struggle to drive views. And yet they see other YouTubers that don't pay much attention to that stuff at all, and yet they drive tremendous results. What gives? How is it that some videos with no tags, 0 tags, are able to drive views, and yet other videos that are optimized don't? What's up with that? It really boils down to audience retention. Okay? Great results on YouTube are driven by audience retention. And what that means ultimately is how long somebody watches your video. So if you identify a keyword phrase and you stick it in your title, that's going to notify YouTube what they may want to rank your video for. However, if you don't have solid audience retention, then it's a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of a struggle to get the rankings, to be able to move forward, to be able to drive those results that you're after. So what I would suggest is you pay attention to your audience retention. There are a bunch of videos I've published, Nick Nimmin has published, I know Roberto Blake and Daryl Eves, lots of great YouTuber educators have talked about how to improve audience retention. One of the things I'll share with you right now that you can do is to pay attention to really getting to the point early in your video. Have a keyword phrase you target and mention that right away. And then when you edit your video, do your very best to make sure that the momentum is high with your video. In other words, it feels like people are making progress when they are watching. And I saw a really great question about what is a good audience retention rate. Well, what I shoot for is 60 to 70% average view completion, or average percentage viewed. Okay, that's very high. However, note that if you're targeting a keyword phrase, it's really based on the audience retention of those videos that are ranking in the top 20 of YouTube for that keyword phrase. So there's no like, if you get 60% audience retention, you're automatically going to rank well. It doesn't work like that. How it does work is YouTube analyzes your tags, the keyword phrases in your video title, and then your video will be compared to other videos that include similar keyword phrases in their title. And this is really how your audience retention works in combination with the keywords that you add into your metadata. Metadata, the title, the description, audience retention. So think about that, okay? Another thing you can really do to greatly improve your results on YouTube is take the time to make it easy for people to remember your channel. Think about the think about the colors you want your channel to represent. Think about how you want your brand to look and so on, and come up with a theme. Okay, so right here you can see my logo. It's a little pixelated because this is a phone with it's a 1.2 megapixel lens, and it's still pretty good, but you can kind of see it's the black and it's the yellow, and you can always do great things with some very simple tools. So again, make it easy for people to remember you by thinking about a color palette that you'll use in your channel art, in your YouTube thumbnails, and repeat things. That's why when you go, this is where I grab a prop. Pardon me for a moment. This is pretty fun. We'll talk about this in a moment. This is why when you buy something from the Apple Store, if you're an Apple person, the packaging is always white. Every time. No matter where you buy it, the packaging is always white. It's why if you walk into an Apple Store, whether you're in Colorado Springs, my hometown, or in New York City, it kind of looks the same. Because people, or I should say Apple, wants to make it easy for you to get to know their vibe, what their brand is all about. So these are the things that you can do to make your channel easy for people to remember and recognize. Okay, so at this point, we're really talking about step number 1 is to identify some of the places where you can improve in the tech of your videos, right? And again, we talked about audio, editing, and just be honest with yourself and come up with a goal. Now in step 2, we're talking about the algorithm and the platform. Here's another example. It's not just the algorithm. You know, one of the things I try very hard to do is to answer all the comments on my channel. And as I continue to grow, it's more challenging. But I so appreciate anybody that has taken the time to comment that I want to comment back. And one of the things to consider is that it's really about building community online. It's about establishing friends and establishing relationships with people, right? When you establish a relationship, when someone gets to know you, when you take the time to reply to them, that can greatly improve the odds that someone is going to want to come back and watch your next video, because there's a connection between you and the viewer. So this is a case where in step 2, looking at all the things we can do on the platform, from the branding to the algorithm to the SEO to the keyword research to driving community, and that means responding to people, participating in conversation. And the more you do that, the more likely you're going to be able to grow a successful channel, okay? Let me give you some more tips. Let me think here. So when you think about the algorithm, one of the things I would encourage you to think about is to identify keyword phrases that are less competitive. Even though you may get less views early on, I rather know that this video that I'm going to publish today is more likely to get some views, a few views, rather than trying to swing for the fences and hit a grand slam. In other words, I know in my niche, and I want to look over here. I know in my particular niche, there are keyword phrases that might drive 5,000 views a month. But they're incredibly competitive. And the likelihood of me ranking, it's definitely a possibility. My channel is getting stronger, but I'm still growing. So instead, what I did early on is to look for keyword phrases that are easier to rank for. How do you do that? Well, one of the things you can do is just think of the different ways in which people use the English language or the language you use. Example. Let's say I want to publish a video in my niche about getting more views, right? That's what you guys want. That's one of the most important things. And a keyword phrase like that is going to be very challenging to rank for. Get more views. However, if I target increase YouTube views, well, there are very few channels that are publishing videos that include the word increase YouTube views. In fact, it's like 8 million, which is still very competitive, versus 100 million. And I can tell you this is exactly how I was able to compete early on with channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And you can do the same. So take the time to think about what are some of the different types of words that viewers might type into the search engine when they're looking for this kind of video, right? Chicken noodle soup. Maybe instead of just chicken noodle soup, if you're a cooking channel, you include homemade chicken noodle soup, or Italian. And just by doing research and really, you know what I do a ton is I just search a bunch. I think about different possibilities and I pay attention, and then I look at the top 10 results. And that is step number 2. We got the tech, we got the platform working for us, and in step 2, the goal is to encourage yourself moving forward, to challenge yourself. Here's what's up, and this is another thing I talk about in this book. One of the things that allowed me to grow, last spring when I started, I spent 3 months getting comfortable with the tech. I published 2 videos a week for 3 months. Phase 1, improve my videos. By June 5th, I had got my system dialed in, and then I began moving forward, and I had a goal to publish a lot of videos, to learn more about the algorithm, and I challenged myself to publish a video a day. And I was able to do that for approximately 6 weeks, about 50 days or so. Now, if publishing a video every day is crazy, like right now you're publishing 2 videos a week, I would encourage you to strive for 3. Here's what's up. Vlog every day in April and August. You might have heard about that. It's great. A lot of people dig it. But you know what? It can set people up for disappointment. And I hear a lot of people say, I'm not going to be able to do that, so I'm not going to do Veda. And then they don't challenge themselves at all. I think there is so much power in personally challenging yourself. And you don't need to participate in Veda to do that. So instead, just think, hey, in phase 2, for the next 30 days, for the next 45 days, my goal is to publish 2 videos, 4 videos a week, whatever you decide. You get to decide what your video challenge is. And what's so powerful about this, guys, is as you move forward, you're really focused on the growth. You're focused on publishing videos. You learn more and more. Things improve. You get better. People start commenting. You feel the vibe, the energy. You are succeeding. And I promise you, in fact, I'm willing to guarantee you, if you really use this system with the tech and then to the platform and you throw a challenge in there on step 2, you will see improvement. It might not be as fast as you want, but you'll see the results you're after. And then step 3. Does anybody have any idea what step 3 is all about? We talked about the tech. We talked about the YouTube platform. And I want to say just real quick, it's so amazing to see so many great people here. Thank you for stopping by. And we're going to get to your questions in maybe about 10 more minutes. So thanks for hanging in there. I hope you found this live stream to be helpful. I'm sorry about the internet connection, but I live up in the mountains. What's a guy to do? And that's where you have to find the balance between pushing the tech as far as you can. And then, this is the internet I got. So does anybody have an idea what the 3rd step is? Here's what it is, guys. It's really understanding what your channel is about. It's understanding how to create a powerful message. It's having the ability to leverage the voice that God gave you. It's being able to create inflections, to speak up, to increase the tempo of your voice, to look straight in the camera's eye and create a powerful message. Brand messaging, engaging, exactly, to have the ability to create that engagement. Because here's what's up. This is not what most people are looking for. People want a button to push. People are looking for a solution to their problems. People want to know what software is the best to edit with. But the best way to get results on YouTube is to practice creating engaging messages. If you're a gamer, you're creating voiceovers, practice your voiceovers. Practice editing to string it all together. Practice your presence on camera. It's funny, on my channel, I published a video really talking about this same 3-step system. This is the long form. And on that video, I really shared the growth of my journey over the last 10 years. And when I started out on YouTube in 2007, my first video was kind of like this. Okay, you're camera shy. You know, I get it, and we're gonna talk about that. This was my first video 10 years ago. Cue the dramatic intro. Hi, my name is Brian Johnson. Welcome to my affiliate programs. This is a really interesting channel. And I was reading a script and I was reading it poorly and I didn't have the confidence because I hadn't done it. So, you know what? If you're shy and you want to succeed on YouTube, that is a problem. Listen, I want to tell it to you straight, brother and sister. I want to give you the goods you need to move forward. If you want to succeed, you already know a little bit in your heart that if you overcame that shyness, if you had the courage, the audacity, the tenacity to step in front of the camera and learn how to create that engaging message, that you might have a gnat's ass chance to be able to succeed on YouTube. And it just takes stepping out and doing it to decide to stake your claim. So if you're shy, me too. If you're afraid, me too. But if you want to succeed, you just got to decide, what do I want more? Do I want to stay comfortable? Or do I want to step outside of my comfort zone and give it a shot? You can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to, and I believe in you. So think about moving forward and practicing the art of creating an engaging video. Nothing is more powerful than being able to step in front of the camera and crack out a statement and so on. And when you mess up, no big deal. Here are a few tips I want to share with you. Here's what's up. When you first step in front of the camera, you might feel kind of freaky. It's natural, and you might mess up your line. You might be like a blah, 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 blah. And then you might think, holy balls, I suck at this. Of course you do. It's your first shot. It's your first shot. And here's what I want to let you know. You know what? It feels awkward, but just go with it because nobody knows and you can edit it out. That's the power of YouTube. If you mess up your line, do it again. Practice. And Evan Carmichael says, believe. You got to have a little bit of belief. You know what? When it comes to success, you either go on fear, you're afraid, or faith. And faith is just hanging on to, you know what? It can't be that bad. And the last thing I want to share with you is, holy smokes, think about this. It's not brain surgery. Nobody's going to die on the table. Now, if I was a brain surgeon and you were laying on the table, that would be kind of scary. And I would be fearful, and I hope you would be too. So really think about that. You know, another thing, as we talk about the branding and whatnot, a couple things I want to share. This book is like a book that is so publicized by YouTube. YouTube wants you to read this book. In fact, their certification course covers 7 questions really about this book. And the questions involve your, what's it called? Your story. I can't remember exactly how they phrase it, but it's your story. What is your story moving forward? How did you begin? I talked about Apple earlier and their branding and how their packaging is all the same. It's creation story. What's your creation story? And when it comes to your creation story, you want to own it. You know, just tell your story how it is, but, you know, make it fun and engaging. Don't tell a lie, but tell a story the best of your ability, right? The Apple story is two guys in a garage fooling around with computers, and that's the Apple creation story. Another one is your creed, like the moral fiber that makes you who you are. What do you believe in? Another one is the pagans. Who are those people that you're against? It's like Apple. We keep coming back to Apple because it's an easy example that people understand. Microsoft is the pagans. You're either a PC user or an Apple user. When you understand more about your brand, it's easier to create your own branding, your own messaging that you can repeat again and again and again, and then it's easier for people to remember you. Another great book, since we've got the man in the house, I hope he's still here. This is Your One Word from Evan Carmichael. And one of the things to think about is really think about what it is that you bring to the table, whether it's your YouTube channel or a blog or a podcast. What's your one word that describes what you do? Mine is amplify. You might have seen my videos where I mention this every time. Hey, if you want to not only upload, but amplify your videos, make sure to subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss anything. That's brand messaging. And my word is amplify. The better you know what your channel is about, what makes it unique, what makes it different, the better you can create brand messaging that makes it easy for people to dig you. Those are the 3 steps. The more you focus on those very things, the better your results will become. I hope you found my 3-step ritual to be helpful. Again, you can read more about the strategies and whatnot in my book that's coming out in June. June 19, Tube Ritual. And I mentioned this earlier. You guys want to see something crazy? This is nuts. I've written a few books, and I just want to share this, then we're going to go to questions. This is a book my publisher sent me, and it's Japanese. So I'm an international best-selling author, and I just find it so funny. Like pages in Japanese and pictures of me. Like, it's funny. This is the video I mentioned earlier today. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take questions now. So I'm just clearing my desk. So I want to know right now, do you have a step 1 that you're going to focus on moving forward? If you heard me talk about the step 1, the tech of your videos, is there anything in particular that you're going to focus on? Is it your editing or the audio? What are you going to focus on to improve the quality of your videos? I would love to know. Just leave a comment, please. How to gain subs. And guys, I'm going to pull up a buffering again. Sorry, it's buffering, guys. I don't have a buffering message on my phone. What lipstick? That's chapstick, brother. Hey, Andrew, how are we doing on the buffering, guys? Let me know. Are we okay? I'm going to start cranking out some of these questions. Hey, Eileen, nice to see you. Eileen, I dropped something in the mail for you. Be on the lookout. One of the questions I see, guys, is how do I make my channel verified? And I believe Andrew has a link for that. He shared it in one of the previous live streams. Andrew, if you could, still buffering, huh? Working on the buffering. Hey guys, am I here? Still buffering. Dang it. I don't know why the buffering is so bad. Back now. Hey guys, are we back? What's cracking, guys? Are we back? I think we're back. Oh boy. Hey guys, Otis. Hey, sit down. Sit down, Otis. Sit down. Sit down. Hey Andrew, we had a question about getting verified on YouTube. And can you drop that link for that user? And I'm going to go and hit some of these questions now. How to make videos searchable. Oh yeah, let's get to that. How to remove copyright audio from my videos. eShirt Labs, you can go straight into. Hey, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Quiet. Hey. Sit down. Quiet. Quiet. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I just had UPS. Oh, it's always something. Oh boy, so UPS just left. And I'm going to let my dogs bark for a minute and then we'll move forward. So how do we remove that copyright strike? One of the things to think about is you can go straight into your YouTube editor and there is some options to remove the audio. Well, honestly, what I would recommend is to let go of your video and re-upload the video without the audio. That's one of the things I would do myself. Guys, how's the buffering? Are we back? Such a pain in the butt. Let me see here. Let's get to some more questions. So, and I want to talk a little bit more about the person that mentioned the copyright. You mentioned having 2 copyright strikes. And if that's true, if you've got 2 copyright strikes, I would not be worried at all about getting your videos back. Because here's what's up. Like, you've got 2 strikes. If you get 1 more, you lose your channel. So think about moving forward and letting those videos go. I get it. It sucks to do the work, but do you want to lose a few videos or your whole channel? I'd be really, really careful. And furthermore, I'd pay attention to the audio that you use and the sound bites and video clips in your videos to really be sure that you don't have that kind of a strike against you moving forward? It's a tough answer, but it's a really tough question. And I personally, man, I would not worry about those videos at all. And I do everything I can to move forward and clean up my channel and think about that as the past. Okay. So someone mentions having a soccer or Brazilian football niche. And is it a bad niche? You really have to ask yourself, what's more important? Do you want to focus on a topic you absolutely love, or do you want to grow the biggest channel you possibly can? And that is where the answer lies. Like, if you want to grow an audience, and obviously you do by asking this question, then you just have to be aware of how big that niche is. Is it a bad niche? I don't know. I would have to do some research. What you can do is jump on YouTube and do keyword research around your video topics and pay attention to, other channels that are targeting the kind of keyword phrases you would target, and how big are they? And make a decision based on the channel size of other channels you see, if it's a good niche or not. Okay, another question we got from the chat, and guys, I apologize for the dogs and the buffering. Gosh, it's just not supposed to be simple for me, and I'll just keep buffering through. I'll just keep pushing through. How can I make my videos go viral in a short amount of time? This was a question, again, that we had submitted. You can submit questions to the TubeBuddy live stream. How can I make my video go viral? And honestly, that is a kind of question. I'm not looking to do that. How can you make your video go viral? Well, let's answer it like this. We're going to answer it in two ways. I'm going to give you the best way to move forward with that, and I'm going to tell you the way I do it, which I think is better. How can you make a video go viral? Look at the things involved in a viral video. What is the topic? Like, I was just talking about Brazilian football, right? That topic is very small. It's probably not going to go viral unless something crazy funny happens. Think about topics that are going to appeal to a big audience, okay? And one of the things you can do too is to think about trending topics. Look at what's really fun and engaged. Like right now, have you guys seen the finger spinner things, the fidget spinners? Well, you could make a video about that, and you could make it really goofy about the fidget spinners. That would be a great way to move forward and identify a topic that people are interested in. It's buzzworthy, and you might be able to create a viral video. But here's what's up with that. Here's what I don't like about that, is you're trying to hit the ball out of the park. And statistically speaking, it's very, very challenging to do that. It's really hard to create a viral video. Instead, by paying attention to topics you love, choose a topic you love, whether it's a comedy, or maybe it's cooking, or maybe you do comedy sketches, or maybe you do a thing with puppets, or maybe you do animated shorts, and create videos and pay attention to keyword phrases that people search for. And think of it as a long-term kind of thing. Like, over time, I'm going to publish videos, I'm going to pay attention to the SEO. And if you do that, that's what I would focus on myself, because, how can I make a viral video happen? That's really, really challenging. I can't believe the UPS guy came today. I tell you. Oh, man. And he's like, well, I need to pick up a package. I'm like, you need to leave immediately. I didn't see any package. Okay, I got a few more questions, and then we'll take some from the chat as well. Right now, like, you chat, and ask a question, and then I'll answer. I make boxing videos. How can I get more views? If you're doing sports, what I would do is pay attention to what's going to happen in the future. Think about boxing matches that are going to happen and make videos talking about those matches, because there's going to be far less competition for keyword phrases involving things that haven't happened yet. I've leveraged this strategy and I've made a bunch of money. I've leveraged this strategy and I've driven tons of views. Let me give you an example, and this actually kind of ties into the viral thing. This is kind of a really creative way to think about what people are going to be interested in the future. Do you guys remember American Idol? American Idol, you guys remember that? Well, back in the day, American Idol was a huge TV show. It was one of the most popular TV shows, and I actually thought it would be fun to experiment, and I launched a website. And before the show started, I did research and I dug up all the contestant names of those contestants for that year. And I made blog posts targeting the names of each contestant. Because what happens, 10 of them end up to be megastars. 5 of them are going to get signed to music contracts. So one of the things that I did was I identified those contestant names. I targeted the contestant names. You could do this with a video. You could do this with blog posts. You can do it with boxing videos by targeting what people are going to search for in the future. And I was able to launch a blog and publish the blog, and I was doing 5,000 views a day within a few weeks because I paid attention to what people would search for in the future. Kind of a fun little strategy that you might want to think about. Another way I did that was I did the same thing with Halloween costumes. I thought about what Halloween costumes will people search for this Halloween, and I thought about it in the summer. Remember when the Star Trek movies came out, the new ones, and it was about 10 years ago the first one came out? I targeted Spock costume and I made crazy money selling Spock costumes because it was not, yes, tentpole events, exactly. YouTube calls those tentpole events. And YouTube talks about understanding what's going to happen in the future and then planning and then jumping on those trends before they happen. You can do the same thing with Halloween, with Christmas, with the holidays, with Hanukkah, and so on and so on. Politics. And then we have a general keyword phrase or a general topic here. What's the recommendation on how to do a podcast properly on YouTube in order to gain more views and subs? You know, if I was going to do a podcast on YouTube, one of the things I would do is I would make it fun and engaging, and I would really try to invite the people in. Oh, it's awesome to hear about, Dusty did a stream about podcasting, so you might want to check that one out, guys. You know, again, it really boils down to the engagement. So look at your podcast and is it fun? Is it engaging? Does it welcome people in? And for me personally, I want to focus on video. Like YouTube is video. And when you start mixing podcast and video together, it's a little more tricky, you know? So plenty of people do it. Dusty is doing it and you can too. But for me personally, I really focus on the video. Here's a great question. How can you hook viewers? Hooking viewers is really 3 or 4 different elements that you can put into place to make it happen. Number 1 is to practice your delivery. I spoke about this earlier. Practice your delivery, the speaking in front of the camera, creating an engaging message. Again, in front of the camera. That's a big, big part of it. Like when you come on, if you're kind of cowering and if you're nervous, Well, you did it, and I'm really excited, and I'm proud that you did it, and you stepped forward, and you'll improve over time, but it's going to be hard to hook a viewer with that. So make it your goal to be able to create engagement with your voice, with your presence, with how you move on camera, and so on. Another way that you can hook viewers is to leverage the power of editing. I see so many YouTubers that really don't do a lot of editing. When I sit down and I edit a video on my Mac, okay, I really look at the video, and if I feel like there's a part in the video that's not necessary, like, can I cut this out? Can I take a 10-minute video and cut this minute out and it doesn't lose any of the value? If I can cut it out, I will. I will cut as much as possible. And again, remember earlier I mentioned the ability when you are in front of the camera, or if you're doing a voiceover, if you mess up your line, do it again. Make it engaging. Practice the art of engagement and leverage the power of editing. Cut it out. Another thing that you can do to increase the engagement level is use music. Music is super powerful, and with a TubeBuddy license, you have the ability to get music tracks that you can use, no problem. And using music or sound effects is a way to easily increase engagement. So that's something to think about as well. One more tip on having the ability to hook viewers. Think of one central theme. And we're going to talk about something I haven't seen other people talk about. If your theme is making gazpacho, gazpacho is a cold summertime soup, then target the keyword phrase that most closely is connected to your video. In other words, if you make a video, let's use another cooking example. If you make a video on chicken parmesan, then look for a keyword phrase that most connects to your video. If your video is about a low-fat variation of chicken parmesan, then targeting that keyword phrase that really talks about what you have is going to relate in a higher retention, because you're targeting a keyword phrase that most closely is related to the content of your video. One of the things that can be challenging, okay, when you start to really understand SEO, when you really understand keyword research, you're gonna see other keywords that may be driving more views. You might think, well, if I target this keyword phrase, it's getting twice the amount of views. So I'm gonna target that keyword phrase because it's getting more views. But here's what's up. If you start straying from what your video is really about, then, people might not want to watch it. So really be careful in the keyword phrases that you're targeting. Hey guys, I see that you're buffering again. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Andrew, all I can do is say dang. Such a pain in the butt. I don't know if there's much more I can do than say dang Nabadal. I hate that. So let's give it a few seconds and we'll do some more questions, okay guys? I don't know why we're buffering. I just don't get it. I will call the ISP tomorrow and we will talk. All right, guys, we're going to give it a few more seconds here. Yeah, it's just because my connection's probably bad, guys. That's why. It happens. It's the internet. Stuff breaks. We try to break stuff. We try to push the boundaries, right? Buffering then skips. Are we back? Guys, let me know. We'll give it another minute. All right, let's see if we can do another. All right, guys, we've got another question here. Some people are saying it's better, so we're going to keep moving forward. I'm going to answer a few more questions, okay? Here, one of the questions is, I'm having a problem gaining subs. And that's just basically it. Like, hey, you know what? I am having a problem gaining subs. And if that is the case, what I would suggest is you really think about the 3-point system I mentioned in this live stream. I think we did pretty good in the beginning. I don't think the buffering was too bad. Look at your tech of your videos, as it's funny as this is so buffering so bad. But what can you improve upon? Because if your audio is poor, if your editing is poor, look at the tech of your videos and identify what you can improve upon. Here's what's up. If you want to drive more views and if you want to gain more subscribers, you've got to create goals that are based on improving your videos overall. If your weak point is the SEO and the keyword research, then make that a goal. Don't focus so much on the subscribers, because here's what's up. If you practice all the stuff I'm talking about, you'll end up driving more views. If you get better at your keyword research and your SEO and identifying the tags and doing these things, then you're going to have a far better time with the ability to drive views and convert the views for you and so on. So think about how to move forward and identify what you can improve on in the videos you publish. And as you continue to do that, you will drive more views and you will gain more subscribers. Okay, let's do another one here. So another one, you guys, are we back? Let's talk about this question. This is pretty good. I'm having a problem, or no, here it is. How do I find my audience? I am not a hot topic or channel. I'm more of a niche. And I see this a lot, if you are covering a topic and you're passionate about it, but you're like, it's smaller, then you just have to be comfortable with that. You have to be honest, like, hey, it's a smaller niche. And understand as you move forward, you will build a tribe, but it'll be a smaller tribe, but it'll be your tribe. It'll be people that are excited about what you're excited about, so you can move forward and build that. If it's a smaller audience, it is what it is. You can't change that. If you do want to build a bigger channel, one of the things you can do is you can move outside of that, right? Here's what I mean. Let's say you've got a channel about wrestling. Well, there are all different types of wrestling, and you could include different types. Like maybe you're just doing mixed martial arts and you want to grow bigger. If you embrace all types of wrestling, kickboxing, all those kinds of sports, you're going to have more opportunity. So if it's too small and you do want to grow, then think about pushing out beyond the scope of the niche that you're in now. One of the things I do is I really think about starting with a broad base before I get started, so I have opportunity. And I niche down and I go into the smaller niches in playlist. So that's a strategy you absolutely can leverage, is to go broad and then use playlist to cover specific topics you're passionate about. Does TubeBuddy help grow your channel? Yeah, absolutely. I use TubeBuddy. Like, I love the tagging feature because I can leverage my method of tagging, but TubeBuddy helps me do it faster. TubeBuddy helps me do keyword research faster. TubeBuddy is a great plugin. I use it. I love it. I've paid for it in the past. So absolutely, these are things that you can do to move forward. We've got a great question, guys, about money on YouTube. Here's one of the things to consider is as you're getting started and you're thinking about building a channel and your goal is to make money, is think about how you're going to make the money before you get started. And one of the things you want to accomplish is having different means of making money. So in other words, you can turn on ads. You can turn on the YouTube ads and you can make money. And that's one way to make money. Another thing you can do is you can leverage affiliate marketing to sell products and services, and you can drive traffic to your website to an affiliate offer, and you can make money that way. I've leveraged affiliate marketing to make money too. And another way you can make money is you can do sponsored deals, right, with companies and so on. And you can partner with these companies to represent the products and services that they offer. There's one commonality between all these methods. And this is something to think about, okay? Is that you can move forward and you can think about the niche you're going to serve. So instead of thinking, I'm going to do affiliate marketing, Brian, what's a good program to promote? That's not really how to do it. Right? You just don't want to like, hey, I'm going to do affiliate marketing and this is a good promotion. Because it might be good for Jim because Jim's got an audience that's super passionate about the topic of the affiliate offer. Okay? So instead, what you want to do is say, what niche, what audience am I going to serve with my content? For example, I love Halloween. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I could create a channel about Halloween. I could make money with ads. I could sell maybe affiliate programs about how to create costumes. I could sell DVDs of horror movies. I could link out to maybe Walmart or Amazon for Halloween candy. So instead of thinking, I'm going to do affiliate marketing, what's a great offer? Instead, think about what niche are you going to serve? Okay? Hey, Andrew, thank you so much for the shout out. I appreciate it. God, another tough stream. And this is how to move forward. This always comes first. You've got to identify the niche. You've got to understand who you're going to serve. What are they interested in? What do they want? What keeps them up at night? And when you serve that niche and you add value to those people, then it's a no-brainer from them to want to buy through you through an affiliate link. They might buy a product or service anyway. And if they love what you do, it's like, of course, I'm going to buy that thing anyway. I'd love for you to get some money. You've been so helpful. So think about like understanding what niche you're going to serve. Okay, let's tackle the very simple, how do I get more subscribers? Make sure when you create videos that in the first minute, you cover a few points in your videos. Whether you're a gaming channel, a how-to channel, whether you've got a comedy channel, there are some things that you can do to ensure that you're driving a high conversion ratio. In other words, you drive views and then a percentage of those viewers convert to subscribers. And here's what you do. Step one is you identify the topic and you talk about that right away. Like in this video, I'm going to share how you can make a Captain Kirk costume. Because that's what we do here at the Halloween Costume Shop channel. And as you do that, you're telling people what they're going to get. That information should be in the title and as well as in your thumbnail. And then as soon as you're done with that, step 2 is create a call to action. Say, hey, if you're new here and you love Halloween, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. Make sure to subscribe because I'm uploading videos of these things. Okay, you want to give people a reason why. So lead with, when you create that call of action, and this is something that people miss. Okay, when you create the call to action, lead with what the viewer gets. If your channel is about Halloween and your viewers love Halloween, that's what you lead with. If you love Halloween and doing DIY costume stuff, well, that's what this channel is all about, and you don't want to miss anything, so make sure you subscribe. If you've got a gaming channel, maybe you're a gaming channel about Overwatch, well, then say that. Like, hey, if you want to get the latest news on Overwatch, well, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And these are exactly the points that you can use in your videos to convert more viewers to subscribers. If you're not doing that, I would highly suggest that because it's going to help you convert more. So, guys, we've covered a lot of questions. I'm not seeing any others that we really haven't covered. And I want to give you a tip. When you are doing these live streams on TubeBuddy, the simpler you ask your questions and the more precise they are. Like, ask a specific question about a thing, like tags. Hey, how can I better tag my videos? That's a great question rather than how to get more subs. So something to think about in the future. Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up those questions. I'll stick around and hopefully the dogs won't bark too much more. And hopefully we won't get too much more buffering. I would love to answer a few questions right now from chat. And we'll just get rid of him. If you guys have got a question, just let it roll right here, and I will take care of it. If you speak more than 4 languages in terms of getting noticed on YouTube, here's what's up. Honestly, that sounds really complicated, and what I would do is focus on one thing. A lot of people ask, should I launch more than one channel? Sure, you can, but the chances of succeeding with 2 channels is twice as hard, right? And if you've got multiple languages, choose one. Go after one core audience and serve those people. Think about that. That's exactly what I would do. I would choose a language. I would focus on that language. I would craft a channel around that language, and that's what I would do moving forward. Brian, can you grow a channel solely on live streaming? Yes, you absolutely can. And I know channels that have. I think it's best to do both. And YouTube rewards videos just as much as live streams, but can you just do live streaming? Absolutely. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. My dogs are going nuts. Thank you so much for being here. I do apologize for the buffering and for my dogs today. Sometimes it just happens, and I appreciate that you hung out with me, spent some time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the people at TubeBuddy. Phil, Andrew, thank you for the heading things up and taking care of moderation. I really appreciate it very much. By the way, guys, I want to mention that Andrew is linking to my channel right now in the chat. If you want to check out my channel, you can, let's do this. You can reach me at Brian G. Johnson TV. Lots of videos there that you can check out. learn more about what I do and the strategies and tactics that I've used. I'll mention this one more time, guys. This is a pretty cool book, and it's coming out on June 19th. So from myself and the fine folks at TubeBuddy, I'm Brian G. Johnson, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully no buffering. Take care, and peace and poof, pixie dust. See you next time.